Hey guys, welcome back to the DrCliffAuD vlog. This is vlog number 35, and today I am going to rant to you about hearing aid insurance. And when I talk about hearing aid insurance, I'm talking about hearing aid insurance as part of a health insurance benefit. This is a pretty loaded topic, and there's a couple different things that I want to share about hearing aid insurance. I probably won't make any friends from this video. I'm totally okay with that, but I just want to express my opinion from my perspective as to how hearing aid insurance functions inside of my clinic and how it dictates the quality of care that I can provide, so on and so forth. So let me first start by saying, when it comes to hearing aid insurance, there's this aspect of in-network provider versus out-of-network provider. An in-network provider with an insurance company means that that provider has contracted directly with that insurance company and has agreed to provide care to their members at a certain allowed amount. So each thing that you would do inside of a clinic, each hearing aid, each service has a certain amount that can be charged and billed to the insurance company. If you're an out-of-network provider, you are not directly contracted with a particular insurance company. So you charge the patient whatever the usual and customary is, you give that patient an invoice, and then if they have hearing aid benefits or hearing benefits with their insurance company, they can take that invoice and send it to their insurance company to get reimbursed. Now, I am in-network with some insurance companies and out-of-network with other insurance companies. A lot of the ones that I'm out-of-network with is because I am new to the profession and all of the insurance contracts are taken, meaning they're completely locked out to new providers coming in. So even if I wanted to be an in-network provider with some of these insurance companies, I wouldn't be able to become one because they're literally not allowing anyone to come in. Now, you also have this other aspect of hearing aid insurance, which is considered managed care. Now, managed care is basically a third-party entity, and that's why they call them third parties as well, but it's a third-party entity that an insurance company will contract with and give them a certain amount of money, and then that company is responsible for handling all of the insurance benefits for the members of this particular insurance company. Now, I can tell you this, my days of being an in-network provider for insurance companies and for managed care are coming to an end. And the reason they're coming to an end, and we'll first start with the insurance companies directly, is when I sign a contract with an insurance company to be reimbursed a certain amount for certain products and certain services that I give to their members and I offer to their members. And when I submit those claims to the insurance company and they don't end up paying, or they end up trying to do everything in their power not to actually pay what they're contractually obligated to pay for whatever excuse they come up with out of left field, it really starts to eat at me. And the funny thing is, I have not been an audiologist for very long. I can only imagine these other clinics out there, how they feel when they've been fighting with insurance companies for years and decades. And it blows my mind how anyone could be in this industry for any length of time and still be okay with dealing with these insurance companies. It boggles my mind. This is where you can tell that the rant's starting, right? So I've had a number of patients where we do an insurance verification for them. So they call and say, hey, I want to come in, get my hearing tested. If I need hearing aids, I want to get those too. So we're like, okay, well, what's your insurance information? We'll call the insurance company, we'll get the estimate of benefits, and then we'll share that with the patient when they come in for their visit, for their hearing check. And then, you know, a lot of the times they'll make the decision to pursue treatment. We're like, great, so we'll fit you with devices, we'll submit this off to the insurance company, we'll get paid, everybody's happy. Well, what happens is that these insurance companies will verify one thing, but actually pay out another, or not pay out, which is really what happens here. And it creates a situation where, like, we can't trust what the insurance company actually tells us anymore. So if they say that a patient, and this has happened several times, where they say a patient is covered 100%, so they have 100% benefit, which means the patient, once they've, you know, met their deductible, they've paid their copay, whatever, that the rest of their hearing aid devices and their care is covered 100%. And so we tell the patient this, and everybody's happy because like, oh, great, good, my insurance is actually doing what I want them to do as a member of this particular insurance company. Anyway, and then they come in, they get fit with the devices, we submit the claim to the insurance company, and then the insurance company is like, oh, this patient doesn't have coverage. I'm like, what? What do you mean they don't have coverage? We spoke to you on this date. Here, we spoke to this person. This was the reference number. They said that this patient had 100% benefit, and they're like, sorry? I mean, they don't, so that's not our fault. That's not our problem. And that's really kind of just how it goes. It's this nonstop battle with insurance when we're in network with insurance to get them to pay what they're contractually obligated to pay and get them to actually give us the right benefits so we can tell the patient the right thing. And when that doesn't happen a number of times, it becomes an issue. And in fact, it's been an issue so many times that we've actually had to file complaints with the state insurance commission. What's going to happen with that? I don't know. I mean, I try to focus more on the providing care to my patients, and I have other staff members that are spending hours and hours and hours trying to get this stuff sorted out with insurance companies. So what does that do? That increases costs, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, then you have so we'll set the insurance stuff to the side from a direct in-network with insurance companies. Let's go to the managed care side of things. So managed care really came along to control costs for these insurance companies. And, you know, I can understand this aspect of controlling costs. I like to control costs inside of my own clinic. I don't like money being wasted anywhere. That being said, the situation at hand with managed care companies is that unless you are in network with the managed care company, a patient cannot access their insurance benefits with you. So if I'm, considered this out of network means nothing when it comes to managed care. So if a patient has a certain insurance company and they're like, oh, but we do all of our insurance benefits through this third party, and to give you an idea, Amplifone, True Hearing, you have Epic. There's a bunch of other ones out there that will do this third-party managed care that are designed to control costs for the insurance company. And so a patient will come in and say, hey, I had this insurance, and we're like, oh, we can't do anything for you. And we can't even give you an out-of-network bill that you can send to them and get some kind of reimbursement. You can't do anything like that, which is why I strongly urge you to look at your insurance contract when you do sign up for your insurance, and find out if you have managed care as a part of that. Because if you do, you have to go to whoever the provider is inside of that managed care network. And I can tell you that there's a strong possibility that you would not be able to come into my clinic, which totally stinks, because if you want to come to me, if you live locally in the area that I'm in, you just can't come to me. You got to go to someone else, and then the quality of care that they provide is totally up to them. And that's the other problem with managed care, is that they have, how it works is that when you get contracted with the managed care company, what'll happen is that they will say, okay, well, anytime that you fit a premium level set of hearing devices, we will pay you a fitting fee for that, and that fitting fee will be X amount of dollars. If you fit them with the second tier technology, we'll give you a certain amount of money for that, for a fitting fee, and then it goes down and down and down. And so what happens is that you're really incentivized to sell the highest level of technology possible, because the reimbursement or that fitting fee is already extremely low, and it's really low if you're a provider who provides best practices, meaning that we're doing all of the necessary things to ensure that you receive the highest level outcome with your devices. But when it comes to the managed care, some of them will even say, okay, and you cannot charge them any more than this amount for any follow-up visits that they come in for, which is, what that means is that if that number is not high enough for us to actually provide a quality of care, then we have to make a decision. We either have to take a loss on it, or we can basically just cut corners and not provide best practice care. So it's one of the two. So it really comes down to this aspect when it comes to working with insurance companies, is the quality versus quantity dilemma. So anytime that you work with an insurance company, you know that you're going to be paid less money, and that's okay. You know, I do believe that individuals who have insurance, I mean, I have health insurance, right? I want my health insurance to cover the things that I need from a health perspective. But, you know, I want to receive high quality care. I want to give high quality care to patients who come in my clinic. But if I accept insurance, if I'm in network with their insurance company or their managed care group, I am basically saying, okay, quality is going to take a back seat to quantity unless I'm willing to lose money for my clinic. And I know it's not a popular topic. Anytime I bring up money, someone complains, Cliff, you're just a greedy guy. So be it. I'm okay with that. You can say whatever you want. I have to run a business here. If I'm going to be providing a high level of care, I need to charge accordingly for that to keep my doors open. But nothing I'll say will ever convince anyone otherwise. So basically, it comes down to that question right there. It comes down to, am I willing to forego quality to do quantity? And the quantity side comes from, okay, I'm going to be getting these referrals potentially from these insurance companies, and I'll have a lot of patients to treat, and I will be accepting a lower reimbursement from the insurance company than I would otherwise, but because I'm getting so many more people in, it makes it worth it at the end of the day. And my business just doesn't run like that. Like, we don't run this like conveyor belt of patients who just keep coming in and we do a really quick fit on them and get them out the door and we get this chunk of money, and like, it's just not how we do it. There are clinics out there that do it that way, and you know, to each their own. But from a moral standpoint and from an ethical standpoint, I just can't do that in my clinic. And it's starting to get to the point where I'm so busy with my existing patients and with the new patients coming in that I don't think that I can justify spending this time that I'm not being paid for with these individuals who I'm in network with their insurance company. And so it's gonna reach a breaking point where I'm just not able to stay in network with these insurance companies anymore. Now, I'm a big fan of, if I have a problem, I had better have a solution as well. And so I'm going to offer what my solution is, and my solution that I have is something that's actually being done right now. So there's the Federal Employee Program, which is the insurance program that's run by Blue Cross Blue Shield for federal employees. And how that works is that each one of these employees gets a $2,500 allotment that they can use for hearing care every 3 years. So if you're the type of individual who only wants to spend that $2,500 and you don't want to spend a penny over that, you can go and find a clinic, and it doesn't matter, in network, out of network, does not matter. You can go find a clinic that will take that, that will find you a solution inside of $2,500, and every 3 years you can have that done. So whether it's, you know, third or fourth tier technology, they'll do a quick fit on you. They might not follow best practices, but hey, if cost is the number one goal here, you can find a clinic that will do that for you, and then you just basically submit that invoice to the insurance company, and you can get reimbursed that $2,500. Of course, if they're in network with Blue Cross Blue Shield, they can submit it directly to Blue Cross Blue Shield and get that benefit done for you. If you are the type of person that you want a higher level of care, if you want better technology, if you want best practices to be followed to a T, you can pay whatever additional cost it would be to get that level of care inside of that particular clinic. So that $2,500 will take a bite out of the amount of money that you would owe that particular clinic. And then you're happy, right? Like, you've got to use your insurance benefit. This is the only way that I see things working. And I think honestly that the $2,500 should be higher, but this is all dependent on the type of insurance that you have, right? If you have a very low premium insurance, then your hearing aid coverage is probably not going to be that good, and vice versa, right? So But it really, I mean, I can't see any other way for this insurance game to work. Not for the clinics who really want to uphold a really high quality of care, who are not willing to sacrifice on best practices. I mean, it's going to be a losing battle. I don't think that insurance companies are going to agree to do something like that. I don't think that managed care companies are going away, even though ultimately at the end of the day, they may not be the best option for consumers to receive a high quality of care, but it is what it is. So, boy, this is just like a Debbie Downer video. It pains me to actually record this right now. Actually, maybe I don't want to post this. Nah, if you're watching this, I posted it. So that being said, if you, for some reason, did like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'm expecting to get a lot of thumbs down on this one. But nonetheless, if you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you have any questions about the insurance game. It is so convoluted. I will try to do my best to answer your questions. But, you know, as always, I'll see you next week.